Welcome back to the Chat with Kip Podcast. Man, I have a super cool guest, man, super fly guy. Knows a lot about real estate. Been working together for about 7 years now. So I'm gonna introduce y'all to AK Babbers, aka Mr. Get Your Keys, right? Yep. We're gonna talk about a couple of companies that you own.
Okay.
So with further ado, y'all welcome AK Babbers. Welcome to the show.
How y'all doing? I'm AK Babbers, like he said, owner of AKB Realty Group. What else we got going on? Manifest Equity, which is our probate concierge service. So we get a little bit into that, but you can find me everywhere, social media, anything.
Oh man, tell me about politics, everything. I mean, this man is doing it. Like he's trying to do better for the community, help us out as far as redevelopment. Airships, everything. So we're gonna get a little bit into it.
Yeah. So politics is kind of weird. So a lot of people don't know I am a MUD district director. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even know what that is. But that's pretty much, in a sense, if you take anybody that's in the county of Harris County that's not in the city of Houston, we have to set up special taxing entities for them, for us to be able to control our own water, sewage, trash services like that. So I've been doing that for about 12 years. Never really knew how I was going to line up with real estate.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, it lined up with real estate, lined up with my previous job of occupational safety and environmental health. So everything lined up. God is good, man.
Good, man. Well, talk to us. Tell us how you got to this point in your career and what that journey looks like, how you got into real estate and where it all began.
Oh, man, I probably got in real estate like most of us, just got tired of the bullshit. Got tired of the bullshit, got tired of the rat race, too many layoffs, you know what I mean? Just time to take control of my own fate, you know what I mean? So got laid off. I got laid off, and I said, you know what, baby? I ain't going back to work. I ain't going back to work. Real estate was always a passion of mine in the background, so I just used that, jumped out to champions, knocked all that shit out first try, and I was like, bam,
like
I'm
his
here.
own, okay.
Yeah.
And so what year was that?
Shit, 2019, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Like, yeah,
So
18.
you jumped in right at the good time, man.
18, yeah.
Because the 21 was super awesome.
Yeah, it was.
So after you got your license, tell us about that journey. Like, who did you start with as far as your brokerage firm? Because now we know you got your own.
Yeah.
So,
well, I don't have my own brokers yet.
Okay.
Actually, I'm working on my own team. Hopefully, my first mentor, one of my first mentors, will be one of my first team members. You know?
Okay.
So he's over there, Kevin, Mr. Bailey.
Okay.
Mr. Bailey sells HTX.
Okay.
So now, man, my journey, like you say, 2021 was hot, man. It changed a lot for a lot of people. I think we thought we was going to do a lot of, I think it was false sense of security, right?
Okay.
Especially for newer agents coming in trying to learn how to build a business, because 2021 was not the year to learn how to build a business.
Right.
You can go out there and just get anything.
Get in business, right? Everybody wants to do real estate.
Yes. So it gave a false sense of security on what you really, really have to do and to maintain a business in real estate. So actually, one of your last guests, Mr. Bowles, Broker Bowles, he's my second broker. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he really showed me
Shout out Legacy. Shout out Broker Bowles.
Yeah, Broker Bowles. He showed me kind of how to make this thing serious. You know what I mean? So you see a lot of people kind of running around doing real estate, and they just trying to make the look. They trying to look transactional and moving around. And Bowles, everything's fucking serious with him, bro.
Right.
He hardcore with everything. He smile, he have fun, but for the most part, he's hardcore about the business. So after that, you know what I mean, I went over. I'm actually on my fourth brokerage now with Brooks and Davis. So Brooks and Davis, Michael Davis,
with LB and Michael.
Yeah. So them boys doing good, and I like the way they doing things. So I think throughout my career, I was able to pick up a little piece from everybody else.
That's good. Yep.
Kind of form myself, and I think that's important about when people going around. Go check out different brokers. You know what I mean? This is your business. This is not your broker business. Like, wherever I go, I got to take this package.
It's your name, absolutely.
It's my name, is my brand. Yeah. It just so happened I got to put Power by Brooks and Davis in there.
That's just a little bit. It's okay.
Just a little bit, you know what I mean? But you got to build your brand. You got to do what you want to do. So that's kind of what we've been doing, man. Me and the wife, since 2 years ago, she left her job, you know what I mean? We just trying to grind it out, you know what I mean? Do everything real estate. So
man, because I know you do a lot of real estate deals. You do investment, personal investments. You do some rehabs. You do construction.
Yeah.
So tell me how that kind of correlates to one another, because I know you got into real estate, but you do all this other stuff that's accessories to
it's
your
all
real estate
relative,
business.
right? It's
Yep.
all relative. So I'm be honest with you, I was being greedy. I'm trying to build my own portfolio, right?
Okay.
So I'm out there, and I knew when I left my job, I knew I needed some source of income. So that's where my retail real estate business come into play, right?
Okay.
So that's going to provide me some commission checks, you know what I mean? But ultimately, I'm trying to build my monopoly board, right? So I'm trying to get as many things as possible so I can. But throughout that, I've learned a lot about the market. I learned a lot about people, about economics, about marketing, about our community,
Yep.
our generational curses and behaviors that kind of set us back, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, there's a ceiling where we can just kind of break through where everything becomes like, whoa.
Okay. Talking about the generational wealth, let's talk about your other company.
Okay.
Manifest Equity, right?
Manifest Equity LLC.
Absolutely. So let's talk about how that became about and what does it do and how you help people and
Okay.
help out the community in general.
So it really kind of started, like I say, building my portfolio, and then I say, well, if I build my portfolio, then I'm essentially becoming a wholesaler, right? And so if I become a wholesaler, then who do I get these houses to, and who do I do this other stuff? So I was kind of thinking like, how can I make a circle of people where we can keep our people in this thing? Because wholesalers, they'll sell out to anybody, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
I don't care what
yeah.
color, what nothing, anything, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to do it with myself. But throughout that, I kept running into our community, right? Because that's where the goal is, right?
Okay.
And that's why people calling every day. Blah, blah, blah. I'm saying, man, if these people calling you every day, then you sitting on something.
Okay.
Let's figure out how to tap into that,
Yep.
right? So as we going through and we're trying to help these people sell this house for the highest, fairest value, we come to find out all these heirship issues, all of these lack of wills, or lack of estate planning that's tying houses up, houses sitting there for years and years that nobody can touch, or it's sitting there, it may be killing somebody, right? Some of these houses are so old, they got mold in them, they got holes in the
Yep.
roof, you know what I mean?
Best is everything. I get it.
Yeah. So it's everything. So sometimes you gotta learn how to get out that house. So ultimately, this is kind of our social project, right?
Okay.
So we go out to communities. We do outreach communities with the AARP group in Sunnyside. We just did a big Todd event, transfer upon death deed.
Okay. Yep.
Seminar with TSU Earl Carr Institute. We did that. We had about 60 seniors out there. We taught them about it, and nobody knows what a Todd is, right? Do you even know what Todd?
I do because I just did one. Luckily, on the title company. So we did some transfer on death deeds as well. So I just did one maybe last week, but we don't do them too often.
Yeah, because we don't know.
Yep.
It's a simple, easy way to kind of have the house bypass probate.
Just in case,
right?
because you don't have a will in place.
Yeah, just-
I'd rather them have a will in place. But I feel like if they don't have a will in place, they better start setting up something before time because, like you said, so many issues, them trying to transfer property, especially after they pass away.
Yeah, it's
it
too
could
late.
it could be messy. Like
It's too late.
Yep.
I had to
break
call-
families up.
I had a call yesterday morning. Say we even work on Sundays, right? So I had a call yesterday morning. Somebody said my grandmother passed, but we just found out she had a reverse mortgage. Now my it was a great grandparent passed. She owned the house. She died. Never got it put over to anybody. They never did any probate, so they never found out about the reverse mortgage. Right?
Wow. Okay.
So come 2 or 3 years later, Pawpaw is still staying there, and he get hit with the reverse mortgage. Now he been living in that house for, I don't know, probably 30, 40 years, damn near rent-free, barely paying taxes because they all been in a senior exempt mode.
Right, yep.
Now he got to go out and get a mortgage on the house. He like 80 years old.
He's like, I don't have income.
You don't have no income. How you going to qualify? But they telling me that it's a lender out there that's going to qualify him. And I'm like, that sounds
It
kinda
don't sound
sketchy.
right, but yeah.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure somebody put something predatory on him.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all that lack of paperwork, all that lack of preparation leads to people being preyed upon, right?
Right.
And that's why the senior community is so like shunned off about working with anybody because everybody's sketchy, right? So we come in and we just try to give them value, right?
Okay.
We don't want to buy your house. We just let me hear your story, right?
Right.
We got resources of people over here in different areas that can help you out. If it could be a clean out, it could be something, air conditioning thing, it could be a roof thing, it could be a lawyer, you know what I
Right.
mean? It could be hell. We know probate judges now, you know what I mean? Hopefully, Siobhan Carr, she one of the attorneys that work very hard with us. Hopefully this spring she gets in probate court, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So with knowing people, now I'm not charging anybody for this, cause what this does to me, helps the community get compound knowledge, right? So what I want us to do, I want us to hear something that I talk about and go talk to the family about it. Like I always tell the seniors all the time, when we talk again and we get on the Zoom call, I want your next generation there because we need to start having these conversations at the dinner table. We never fucking have.
Oh man, I like that. Like I like you giving back to the
Yeah,
community, educating the community because I'm big
Thank
on education. What part of Houston was you born in, raised in? Tell me about that part because it has to be something there
Oh,
that
man.
want to make you give back to the community. Because I know I talk about the East Side, Baytown all the time, and I know Baytown kind of molded me. So what part of Houston molded you?
Did you go to that other Sterling?
I didn't say the other Sterling. First, I was only one really good school in Baytown. That's definitely Lee, right?
Okay, I'll give you that part.
Okay.
I heard y'all talking about Sterling earlier. I was like, oh, they was talking about that other second Sterling.
But it's crazy because I'm really good friends with Anthony Arthur Lee, who went to Houston Sterling.
Yeah.
And I took my SATs there to get into college. So I definitely know Houston Sterling.
So that's where I'm from. That's where I went to school at Sterling from South Park, you know what I mean? So I think the only time my parents ever rented when we first moved to Houston and we was right there on Selensky at the VA.
Okay.
Little America, right? That was our first thing. We probably rented for maybe like 2 or 3 years. I was a baby. I was maybe about 4 or 5 years old. But after that, they bought a house, and I didn't even know nothing about rental until I got out. You know what I mean? And I always looked at it as a transition point. You know, I knew I was going to buy a house someday, but I was in the military. I was traveling. You know what I mean? I knew at some point I was going to buy a house. I should have did it in, when did this shit first go down real bad?
2008?
No, the one before
that. Oh, before that.
Yeah, when everything crashed.
Was it 2002, 2003?
Yeah, it had to be early. Yeah,
Okay.
Because I was in Atlanta then. So
okay.
Everything that Houston is experiencing now, Atlanta was going through it back then.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
you know
okay.
So I'm at Delta Airlines. I got a good job right there. I'm looking at everything. I'm like, man, he can afford a house. We're in the same job. Why I can't seem like I can afford a house? It was all mindset.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, I agree with you.
All right. So go back to where Sterling. So being in the hood, you know what I mean? I don't know nobody that rented in the hood back then. You know what I mean? It seemed like everybody owned their own house. I'm pretty sure somebody did, but we wasn't talking about stuff like that. But what happened to me personally, we had a family house on a corner, and my dad built up, made a 2-story. He stretched it out, probably added about $800, maybe to $1,000 more square footage on the house.
Yep.
And then we lived in it, we grew up in it, whatever. Everybody in the hood knew about the big old house on the corner. That was Dula House. That's what they used to call me back in the day. Dula. And my mom and them got divorced, and my dad knew how to build a house, but we didn't know how to sell a house. We didn't know how to turn it into profit or anything. So, of course, the divorces get ugly. They got to split the money type of thing. But we didn't know what to do with it, so we ended up selling to a wholesaler. Not we, but my dad.
Right.
I would say we because I didn't know no better. You know what I mean? I wasn't in real estate heavy.
Was your dad in real estate?
No.
Back then? No? Because I feel like I met him before, right at the closing table. And so I feel like y'all partnered on some
my dad,
investment deals.
My baby's side, we are. He's my business partner. But he's good with the hands, you know what I mean? My whole family, they're good with hands. So that's why I'm like, man, I got to get this. I got to put this together, right? So that worked out for us, but ended up he having to sell that house, right? And I guess that was probably about 5-6 years before I actually got into real estate.
Okay.
And one of my best friends still stayed across the street. And I used to have to go over there and had to sit there and drink and hang out with him and look across the street at the house that we gave away. You know,
gotcha. Okay,
that shit hurt. That shit hurt. I was just on another podcast and she said, "You should go back and get it." I was like, "You know what?
For real, that'd be super cool." Yeah.
I should go back and get it. So and then I knew another guy. He's heavy in real estate, and he was my mom's cousin. I remember we was probably like 14, something like that, and they moved up out the hood. But when they moved up out the hood, they started buying up houses in the hood.
Okay.
I was like, how you do that? You know what I mean? They're like, you got multiple houses and everything. And that always kind of stuck in the back of my mind.
Gotcha, okay.
And my dad was like, you got to do something better with your money. You got to do something better with your money. So I'm like, all right.
So what's your portfolio look like now?
Man, it ain't as good as I wanted to get to. But
we got to start somewhere. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. So we got 3 properties so far. We actually got 2 of them, which was a very beautiful deal, right?
Okay.
So let me tell you about this. This probably make it a little bit more sexy for you guys. And also I'll tell you about the pain points as well.
Okay.
Ain't shit easy, man. Ain't shit easy. They be lying to you on social media. A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of cursing out contractors.
Right.
So one of them, we found a friend of mine said, man, I think my grandfather want to sell his rental properties, right? It's a lot. First of all, it's a lot of seniors in the community right now that's holding on to 4 and 5 rental properties because that's what their parents told them to do, right?
Right.
Because their parents come out of like the Great Depression times, right? So they don't trust banks, right?
Right.
The banks fail. They don't trust banks. So they taught their kid, go buy a house, go buy a house.
Yeah, keep
so
it
put
there.
all your money in the walls, in the 4 walls. So you got plenty of old investors that's sitting on multiple houses right now that's getting ready to turn them over. And that's what's really about to happen right now. The transfer of wealth
Absolutely.
between the baby boomers and us.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
That's where I'm trying to get in right here.
Okay.
So
Now, that's smart, man. Sounds
yeah.
like you got the game plan together.
Yeah, I
You
got
laid
game
it out.
plan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me hear this because I definitely need to pick up some of these properties.
So he came and hit me up, you know what I mean, because of marketing, telling everybody what I do. Hey man, I think my granddad finna sell these houses to these two investors. I don't know who they are. I'd rather him sell them to you than sell them to anybody else, right? So I say, bet, let me go talk to him. Went over there, went to talk to him. He's like, nah, I don't want to sell them at all. And I was like, all right, that's cool. But you like 90 years old, bro.
What you gonna do with
it?
it?
Do something with them soon, you know what I mean? So we kind of sat there, you know, it took about 6 months. I kept going over there just trying to figure out what he wanted to do with him. You know, he said he wanted to give them to his family, but he outlived most of his family, right?
Okay,
Even
yep.
the guy that turned me on to him passed.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he's like my adopted granddad. Now I got to go over there and
Make
check
sure
on him
you check-
every day.
absolutely, yeah.
He hard-headed. He don't want to go nowhere. He's stuck. But anyway, the 2 houses, one of them, we end up getting them for $50,000 each. You know what I mean? He kept bumping his head with it. He's like, man, I just can't keep up with it no more. How much you want for? I say, since we haven't seen them and you wouldn't let us inside. So he got tired of banging his head trying to think about it. I gave him a equation and I said, hey man, look at this. Based on what you spent on these houses, based on everything that you did over the last 30 or 40 years, you know what I mean? Based on the fact that we haven't seen the houses, you know what this is wrong with the house. Best we can do sight unseen is $50K for both of them. And then he was like, I don't know. $50K for each, I mean.
Right. Gotcha. Okay.
So he finally said, yeah. So we did the deal. That's when we brought you guys in. One of them was kind of fairly in decent condition. So we went and put about $10,000 on that one as far as work. Got it up, put a Section 8 renter in there. Section 8 was paying about $17,000. Then we did a cash out refi. After that, the mortgage was $12,000. We was already bankrolled at $17,000. So what's that?
I got you. Yep. You went. Yep. I'm trying to figure out the numbers.
5. So
Yep.
we was getting $500 a month extra, and that's
Okay.
Section 8, right? So we wasn't even worried. That was 100%, damn near 100% Section 8. I think she had to pay like $60 a month or something.
Okay.
Thing. So then we did a cash out refi. They gave us pretty much $100,000. Tax free, guys. Tax free. You ain't ever got to claim it ever because it's a loan, right?
Right.
So it's a loan. So now this house, I got a mortgage on this. I took that $100,000, went and rehabbed the other one, which
Okay.
was very bad. So we gutted that whole thing out, put everything brand new in there, got it back up. Now it's pumping in $1,600. I ain't putting a mortgage on that because these two gonna pay itself off.
Right.
And the way we looked at it, if we don't mess with it, in about 10 years, they both gonna pay themselves off. You know what I mean? Just like that.
So it's like, hey man, let's do it.
Let's do it and wait
After
till
10
10
years,
years.
it's all gravy. It's all plus.
So to me, it's a money tree. So I think that's the key, and I think that's how it is with Monopoly, right? The more you get, that they start producing money if you feed them and if you make them
That's
right.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They start. It's not going to be a lot of money, but it's going to be equity.
Steady money. That's how I agree. I mean, as long as you're in the positive, that's how I look
Yeah.
at it. As long as you're in the positive,
It's
I mean,
paying
you're
for
good.
itself.
Yep.
It's paying for itself because you do all your calculations. Make sure if you come out of money, if you come out any dollars out of yours, then you ain't do your math right.
Gotcha.
know what I mean?
Okay.
You got to make sure your math right.
So you definitely have some systems in place. You have some spreadsheets, so you know what you're getting on the return on your investment. What's the top 3 things you'll tell somebody looking to build a portfolio or invest in? What are the top 3, I guess, investment advice would you give somebody?
Man. First of all, it's the deal. You gotta
Okay.
find the right deal, right? And with that means you gotta be smarter because these wholesalers, you gotta realize their business as wholesalers, they're making money. And once you figure out how much of a wholesaler makes, you figure out like, damn, maybe I need to go get it myself. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, I get this. Luckily, the title code we get to see both sides of. So
Yeah.
I get to see all the numbers
Yeah.
from the beginning to the end and all the stuff in between. So I definitely
And I
get it.
appreciate what the wholesalers do, right? They provide a value for this market, right? Because everybody ain't got time out to go and knock on the doors and do
Right.
all this other stuff.
Yep.
But sometimes you're like, man, that number way too high, bro. You know that.
And they know it too
Yeah, they know it
sometimes
too.
too.
They know it
But
too.
they figure some of them figure, hey, you start high with meet in
yeah.
between, and some be like, hey, this is my number. This is the number.
But you've seen houses that sit on the market that's half baked.
Yep.
And because you can tell, oh, you bought that too high. You know what I mean? You be like, oh, you paid too much money for it, and now you waiting for it to come down so you can come and go grab it because it's halfway done. You know what I mean?
Okay, so number one thing was make sure it's a good deal. Make sure the deal is something that's gonna
know your numbers. Know your numbers. It's not hard. You know, you got 70% rule. You know what I mean? You got all those things. So there's gauges in place. The second thing is go buy it yourself. You know what I mean? Go talk to the people yourself. Because when you go talk to them yourself, you build a personal relationship, and you ain't just quick to give it over to anybody.
Okay.
That's the problem with our community. We got enough money and resources with our community. The only thing we ain't got is fucking knowledge.
Gotcha. Okay.
And we ain't got applied knowledge. We get enough applied knowledge in there because right now I'm working with the Sunnyside Civic Club. You know, a lot of the seniors in there mad because they throwing up this 3-story townhome right here, and I can't do anything. I say, ma'am, why don't we throw up a 3-story?
Yeah, you might. You can do it also.
Yeah, you can do it also. Let me show you how to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's part of the thing. Let me show you how to do it. So go buy it yourself. The resources are there. If you know it and you know your homeboy in the hood, grandma on this plot, y'all figure out how to do it together. How to make it work. Because if you got land and you got knowledge, you can make it work, and y'all got to spend no money.
Okay, we got to know your numbers and just do it yourself. Go make the deal happen yourself.
Go make the deal happen yourself.
What's your number 3 for me?
Number 3 is patience.
Okay.
Patience, because I tell y'all about that play on that second house and getting that thing rebuilt, but it was a lot of sleepless nights. I wake up in the middle of the night just sending a nasty text to the contractor, and I hit a delayed text, sending it at 6:45 in the morning. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking about
making it. I know what you mean. It will keep you up. Business in general just keeps you up, especially if you're really trying to get it.
Yeah, and be patient because the money ain't always up front, right?
Right.
Good, decent cash flow probably ain't gonna be no more than $500 a month. So you ain't eating off of it, right? You know what I mean? Okay. So you just keep putting it back in the bank and having that compound interest, you know what I mean? And then when something big happen, you ain't gotta pull out the family funds to go get it because it's already in there. That's why I say leave that cash flow in there. You don't need that cash flow.
Yep. No, you're right. Okay. Man, that's some good knowledge. I appreciate it. Tell us about I know that Manifest Equity also has the Rent with Ease.
No, so Rent with Ease is part of our
AKB.
Yeah, AKB.
Okay. Tell us about Rent with Ease.
So that's just part of helping renters get into rental homes. You know, of course we want everybody to buy a house, but let's be honest, everybody can't afford to buy a house, right? Mm-hmm. You got people out here right now. Think about this here. If you got bad credit, and say you had an eviction, what's the first thing that landlord gonna tell you to do?
Man, I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Well, as far as deposits.
Oh, it's going to be a really, really high deposit?
Yeah, it's going to be a double deposit.
Easily.
What's the average rent in Houston right now?
I would say about 2,500.
Yeah, I'll probably just say $2,000 to be safe. So you saying double deposit mean that's $4,000.
Yep.
Then you got to pay the first month's rent. $6,000. And now you got to pay your moving expenses.
Another $2,000.
Boys,
just the rent.
I don't even know how they doing it, dude. I could. You can you afford that?
Man,
you cannot afford doing that.
That's the reason why I had bought a house. Like we was renting a high rise. What they was paying about $4,000 a month. I was like, okay, it's next to the office, perfect, easy, safe. And then we found a condo for the same amount in same area, same River Oaks. I was like, oh, this is a steal.
Yeah.
Bigger property, and we own it. I mean, for us, it made more sense. I was wasting a lot. I was wasting almost $60,000 a year. Yeah, renting.
Man, that's a nice income. Just pay me. I'll let you live on my shoulders.
I figure I had to test it out. You know, you live and learn. Test the market out, see what's best for you.
Now renting makes sense sometimes. You know what I mean? It's all about the way you look at it. And I look at a lot of these, they social media people. They could be lying, but some of the stuff makes sense. Like if you got that rental as a business income, a business expense type of deal, and you living here because of this, and you can't pay, you can't be locked down. I don't want to say locked down. What I want to say. You're making more returns doing something else than return on a house. Yep. Now, home ownership that's basic investment, right? It's living in your piggy bank, right? So you put a little bit of money here. I gotta live here, so I might as well put my money here. So I keep stuffing money in my mattress type of thing. You know what I mean? So eventually I sell, I get some equity. Then I look up, I technically paid nothing to stay here for the last 10 years. Now it's time to sell this house. I get this equity, move up to the next stage of life, better schools, better everything else. Do the same thing, move up again. It's simple monopoly.
It is.
We overthink it.
Yep. I tell people, I mean, renting for me it's perfect. just because we travel quite a bit.
Yeah.
I didn't know what location I want to stay in.
Yeah.
I like being close to the office. And I'm low maintenance. I don't want to cut any grass. I don't want to fix anything. I'm not a handyman. So for me, renting was better because if something happens, I can pick up a phone and call somebody. But I know how important having ownership is as well, because you're not wasting money.
Yeah.
So both of them has pros and cons. You got to figure out what's definitely
which
best for you.
But you got to get some return on your dollar.
But you definitely should get a return on your investment. You're right about that.
So the Rent with Ease program, what we do, we call it Rent with Ease and Mr. Get Your Keys. And I found out real simple. From being a landlord, being a listing agent for rentals, being a tenant agent for renters, I've learned that it comes down to what they used to tell us back in the day when we used to get a resume. You mean your resume needs to be simple, precise, say everything you want. It needs to be honest, right?
Right.
So a lot of times people end up wasting their money on application fees and stuff because they lying. You know your credit. When I ask somebody their credit score and they say, I don't know, your
They
shit,
know. That mean they know.
They know it's shit.
I mean, you know it ain't that good. Then that's what you do know. Gotcha.
The second thing is the evictions. We can see everything, dude. In this world of media and intelligence,
everything
and
transparent.
you know what I mean? Everything.
We can find info if we need it. Yeah.
And if simple realtors can find it, you know everybody else can find it. So my thing is, let's be honest and let's be transparent and let's have everything up front. So
at least we know we can work with. Like if you tell
exactly.
us,
Just got,
we might can help you figure it out, right? So
And we can help figure out, or if we're honest with that other realtor. See, here's one thing. Everybody think they can do it themselves. A lot of people don't even realize that they can work with realtors to find rental properties, homes, and apartments, right? So apartment locators, most of the time they're renters, realtors, right? So we have a certain sense of respect for each other as far as the industry. We have a certain sense of expectation that you're going to bring to us. So when a renter, a potential renter, calls the agent, he just say blah 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 blah. We're like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Put that shit on paper and tell me.
Let's see it, right?
So before we even go see a house or before we even go see an apartment, I want a completed application. I want your ID. I want your pay stubs. I want all this here stuff. I want to see it all myself so I can make sure that I'm giving it to you. Because one thing I hate on the other side is somebody give me a half-ass package, right?
Right.
Because I got to waste my time. I got to spend my time reviewing this package, screening this agent, and coming to find out you don't have your pay stub.
And we still have to get that information.
The pay stub is the first thing you need. I need your pay stub more than I need your ID.
I see if these numbers make sense first.
These numbers make sense, right? And all of that stuff, because when I'm on the flip side, and I'm the listing agent, and I'm looking at it, like I say, I ain't got time. So the first red flag that I see, I'm moving on.
Right.
I don't care where you got to move to,
right.
When you got to move, because I need to move on because I got other things I need to do.
Absolutely.
So what we do is we present a renter resume. We outline everything that we need. We put it in one big PDF. When I get it, I'm going to put it in one big PDF. I'm going to look at them, look for all these red flags that they going to be looking for. And then I'm going to know that this is a whole, true, transparent piece of document that I'm about to send over to my other professional ally because I respect his or her time as well, right? You know what I mean? So I want to make sure it's right. Send that over to him. I did somebody last week. They had he had eviction and she had eviction, but we got them in there.
Okay.
Why? Because it's still hard to find good tenants out
Absolutely.
here. You know what I mean? So if you know that, the tenants know that, the landlord knows that. So how do we make this more pleasant for everybody, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's what it is. Just pretty much rent
like
with
that. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Another thing I want to talk to you about, because I know like you educate the community. Talk about the CE classes, like because I looked at your social media and you kind of host a whole bunch of CE classes. So tell me a little bit about that, and for the agents and people looking to get in real estate, what can they expect from your CE classes and the knowledge that you've given them?
Practical.
Okay.
I don't want to go over all that fancy shit. As you can see, I'm pretty laid back. So if you ask me not to curse, I'm not going to curse. But if you don't ask me not to curse, I'll probably curse. But you're still going to get facts, you know what I mean? And one thing I realized, like, training, like coaching. I like coaching. Bose put me on the coaching. My last broker, Janelle Compton, she put me on the coaching as well with her. Even Michael Davis is giving me opportunity to do some coaching. So I just like to give it to you real and give it to you honest. You know what I mean? When we say coach, I want to be that sideline coach, that Jim Harbaugh. You know what I mean?
And I like that. You do. I mean, you're 100% transparent. You don't sugarcoat anything, which is right on point for me. Give me the realest as it can get, so I know exactly what to expect.
Because in this business, as an agent, you don't have a lot of time to learn. You know what I mean? It's like feast to fire. You go to Champions, they tell you how to stay out of jail, but they don't tell you how to eat.
Just that minimal, hey, this is what you're gonna.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
after that, you're on your own to make it happen.
So-
and I know being in real estate, I mean, it's commission only.
Yeah, commission
So,
only. Yeah, and you got to look for another thing. Janelle taught us as far as a business, you got multiple streams of income. That's why I'm not relying on my retail business. You know what I mean? That's why I'm building other businesses at the same time because. Every day, as far as most agents know right now, it ain't the best time of season, right?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
It's really
kids
hot.
just got back in school,
Yeah,
summer was
yeah.
over, and then the holidays about to come up.
And the market screwed up. You know what I
Yep.
mean? The market got people scared. You know what I mean? They don't want to buy right now. So everything's kind of tightened up right now. And I think boss was saying, like, we're losing a lot of agents right now. You know what I mean? They come to that harsh reality like man, AK told me that.
21 was super nice. It was easy.
Yeah.
24, 25, I was like, okay, now we've got to really do a little bit more work. So.
And then what's gonna happen? Shit gonna change when these interest rates drop back again.
Yep.
And they're gonna be wild,
It's gonna
wild
be fun
west
again.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun
Absolutely.
again. So, and you gotta be able to hang in there. So as far as your question that you asked me, what to expect from me is honesty, brutal. What I want to say, just brutal honesty, man.
Okay.
So I also teach with Janelle Compton at her new business. What's it called? Oh, Modern Agent Institute.
Okay.
The Modern Agent. She over there by you in Chimney Rock.
Okay.
You still over there in the area?
Now Kirby and 59.
Okay.
Yep.
It's still
close.
there.
Yeah, right there. Yep.
So she started a new venture where she's teaching. It's an actual real estate school.
Okay.
And it's pretty much everything real estate. So if you want to come there, you want to take some of our CE courses, you want to come there. If you just come there, we're not recruiting people to come in. So broker free. Whatever broker you want to come to, you got some questions that you want to get answered. You need some space to rent out, so you have some meetings or just some study time
they
or
have it
whatever.
already?
Yeah, got everything.
I need to talk. So I definitely talk.
Yeah,
Man, we'll talk a little bit later,
talk.
but I definitely need y'all.
But it's a dope setup, and I like the fact that she says it's a broker-free zone because
Okay.
people get stuck in their brokers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
Get outside your brokers, man. You can meet other people. Like, we got to have allies in this
Absolutely,
whole thing. You know what I
yeah,
mean? 'Cause
yeah.
one day we might get across the table and, oh, what's up,
Hey,
man?
we know each
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
Hey,
we
let's
know
work
each
this
other.
thing
Yeah.
together for our clients.
Yeah.
So
But have you
definitely
seen, I hate to get off topic.
Now you
But Bose, he was saying about the guy he met, right? And he didn't like him because they had like a little beef in the transaction. Man, we get so many beefs in this transaction, dude. We got to stop this shit.
It's part of it, right?
Yeah, I
but
know,
you
I
should be
get
beefing. I feel like we should be coming up with solutions and trying to figure this thing out for both parties.
yeah.
So
but man, I remember my first transaction. I ain't gonna say her name. Everybody probably know her. She did me so dirty that I thought I wanted to cry, man. I was like, "What? Do we gotta be like this?" And then my last transaction went through so beautiful. I'm like, man, let's go.
all of them should be like this,
let's,
right?
let's go out for dinner or something. I owe you. You know, that mutual respect. You know?
absolutely. Well, man, before I let you go, did you want to tell the listeners anything? How they can reach you? Definitely look out for your truck. You still got it wrapped and everything. Oh man, I see it all the time on 288. So
I need some buyers to see it though. It's crazy. I haven't got one sale off of that yet.
No way.
Now people may have called me and said, I saw your truck or whatever, but nobody called me directly and said, I'm buying this house with you because I saw your truck. My next vehicle ain't gonna be
It
wrapped.
ain't gonna be right. Okay.
But yeah, man, you can find me anywhere, dude. Edo, I love Edo. Edo, one of my favorite sides of downtown. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All my breweries are over here. Got a
Okay.
little whiskey spot I'm about to go to this Wednesday. Nickel City.
Let me know. I've never been.
Yeah, Nickel City. Nickel
Okay.
City is a good little spot over here. But yeah, I'm the 288 corridor king. I try to stay in 288, so I stay in my lane. Everybody got lanes, right? So you need anything up and down 288 from Edo, where we at, from Third Ward, from Sunnyside, South Park for some investment needs, all the way down to Meridiana, where you can get your luxury stuff at. You know what I mean? So it's enough real estate along 288. I think this 288, the south side of Houston, is probably one of the best, most convenient, overlooked sides of the city. It's the last place that you got really good investment properties in. Really
Right.
one of the last ones. But yeah, that's me, 288. On social media, Mr. Get Your Keys on Instagram, AK Babies. You can find me everywhere. Manifest that shit, all that shit.
Let's do it. Y'all have it, man. It's AK Babers. Mr. Get Your Keys. Once again, this is Chat with Kip Podcast. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. And remember, knowledge is power. Thank y'all so much.